Hello, hello, hello. We are here live at CCW UK Summit. I'm here with Jordan Anglin at Vodafone. Jordan, thanks for joining me.
No, thank you, Kane.
And congratulations on your recent promo.
Oh,
job
thank you.
change.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. When was that?
A couple months ago, so 8 months, so September, I started my new role.
Nice, brilliant. And so you were very heavily involved in TOBi. You were working heavily on that for quite a while. What is your new kind of role, responsibilities, and what you're doing lately?
Yeah, so it's actually good. So I'm still actually in the wider area, so still supporting and working with the TOBi team. But my new role is focused more on customer experience and also the kind of excellence side of it. So really for us in Vodafone, we've been focusing on like our hero CX strategy called Just Ask Once. We've launched an ad campaign. I don't know if you've seen this in the UK. If not, and to kind of give like a sense, is more about just the customers only have to ask us once and we'll handle everything in the back end for you. So this is really like leaving the problem statement of customers having to call multiple times. We get a lot of repeated calls on maintain issues where actually they should be resolved first time. So for us really it's like to kind of make sure the customer have the peace of mind that they don't have to recontact us. We were saying just ask us once and consider it done. That's our kind of strat line.
Brilliant. And what does that look like in practice then? I'm a Vodafone customer, I've got some kind of problem, I contact Vodafone about it. What's my journey and what's my experience like?
Yeah, so I guess it's different in different markets. So for UK example, we use like an asynchronous chat in the Vodafone app. So they'll talk to TOBi, and TOBi is really good in terms of handling a lot of contacts first time. But for those tasks you can't handle first time, then the chat switches to asynchronous messaging in the app, and it's more like a WhatsApp kind of style conversation. So the advisor will be there for the customer to say, once you're ready and you can describe what you need, I'm happy to help. And it'll be like more of a WhatsApp chat conversation. So a lot of our kind of customers will complain to say, I can't hold on to the phone for 20-minute waits. I need to drop my kids to school, for example. So a part of that is to make sure they have the peace of mind when they contact us, it'll be in their own time and not us trying to pressure them. And a lot of our issues were a lot of closure of chats, so live chat, you go to make a coffee and then your live chat is gone, so you had to start in the queue again. So it really, it's like I say in the process of live chat, TOBi can't handle it, pass it on to a specialist human agent, and they'll be there for the end to the request of the customer.
Brilliant. I can't tell you how many times I've started some kind of live chat and my phone's locked. Even just your phone locking will end the chat. It's an absolute nightmare. So that means then, correct me if I'm wrong, that means that one person within Vodafone is then responsible for that customer until the end. Is that right?
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So I think it's easier said than done. So in terms of, we have, of course, our scale across different markets. So for team in Albania, where they already have a very small, maybe contact center, maybe that kind of like, say, Josh or like, say, Karen, they can't stay with that customer by themselves until the end of the interaction, but that will be passed in terms of what we call resolution hub, where they are the team that will then deal with end-to-end resolution for our customers. So part of the kind of Just Us One strategy is around core ownership. One accountability, one team, and ownership, so they will see your request to the end. So if it's the same specific person in one market, or at least it'll be the same team that will deal and have accountability in terms of seeing your resolution to the end. So,
brilliant. You said it's easier said than done.
Yes.
Why is that? What are the challenges in making that happen?
I guess it's more, you still need to invest in technology. So it's not the case of like this new CX strategy is by itself is going to deliver promising results. We still need to invest in our capability and also our people. And I guess Just Ask Once is a body bite for two parts. It's one on the customer point of view. We need to invest in our digital channels to also support with better resolution up front, but then also with the capabilities for an agent on the frontline point of view, where they have the tools and maybe leveraging AI to also support them so they have better interaction, better conversations with our customers. So really it's a merger of like say invest in your technology and what we call really the digital enablers. TOBi is one of them. In a way we now call him Super TOBi, but this is really to help empower TOBi so he's understanding better of the customers what they say, and we know like from like say previous NLU, and you're obviously in the AI space, etc. Training the chatbot in terms of new utterances, it does take a while to build training phrases, training data set, etc. And these are things that have taken us and our teams a while to really get really great at. But now with AI and LLMs, you can do this really simpler and really to get the actual what is the customer's intent. And I believe then the same thing where it's like training the frontliners also, giving them capabilities. You can really do this by giving them like a super agent type capability where they understand what the request of the customer is saying before they even have the interaction, or at least you give them the specific training information where they can even role play the scenario. And we have a sort of similar solution what we call CX Trainer, where customers can play role play of like an angry customer complaining about their bill. They roamed abroad, didn't realize they had the roaming on, now they have a £100 bill. So we have these type of tools for our frontline, but also helping support our customers having better kind of digital technology as well.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. So essentially, even though this experience is fundamentally about kind of people ownership and that human sort of relationship, you're leveraging AI heavily on the TOBi side, and then for whatever reason, if things don't quite go to plan there, you get this tell us once, and then the agents behind the scenes also have some AI capabilities that help them serve customers better and also prepare and train and all that kind of stuff. Is that correct? Have I missed anything there in terms of the role AI might play in that experience?
No. I think definitely you summarise it in a good way. And I think where, like you said, with the chatbot also is like, where can we kind of play a link together? So what we call in terms of our Just Us Once CX principles, part of it is also seamless handover. So it's not to say we have to lock our customers into, you have to use TOBi, you have to use the chatbot, etc. Actually, no, we see that actually the value in interaction is better that we just provide the handover so they don't have to repeat themselves again. And part of Just Ask Once is I don't need to repeat myself to another agent to say the same thing. My bill's just really high. What don't you get about this interaction? So part of it is like TOBi, once you've had that conversation and he maybe can't handle or provide the answer for the customer, that context of the conversation, the authentication is passed to the agent. So they start the conversation, say, hey, I know your issue, don't worry, we're solving it. So it's more purposeful in that kind of interaction. That makes sense.
Brilliant, yeah. Two final questions then. Firstly, what area or what kind of element of AI do you think at the moment is being overhyped? Where do you think there's been far too much attention placed? Where is it being blown up and out of proportion?
I mean, I was involved in one of the teams before. I was in my previous role as a digital AI product manager. I think LLM search, doing the kind of chat GPT style search, it's great. It is a good solution, but it's not really solving the problem, I guess, in by itself. So part of what we have done is not just to have a RAG use case, for example, LLM give all the articles to the AI and then they can reply to the customer. I think we've taken a pragmatic approach in terms of where AI search is needed, where the traditional help and support can't help, we will then use LLMs for this. But then I guess there's not much value afterwards, because then it's like without then that seamless handover of the context of what you search to the chatbot or to the human, then they're still having to repeat themselves. And I guess that's why our CX strategy and ambition kind of connects the dots around it's not just about having good fancy AI tech to do nice knowledge-based search. It's actually about how can that search intent be passed on to other channels where the customer will have to then eventually tell them again. So I think that's why it's probably by itself, yeah, it's not doing too great.
Interesting. That's a great point. And then lastly, where do you think AI is either underutilized or underrated today?
Yeah, I had a few nice conversations. So I guess even where, say, for the frontliners, I think a lot of it in terms of summarization conversations. We have a solution internally where we called AQA, when it's actually to do a lot of those kind of team leaders checking, quality assurance, etc. Those tasks are very mundane and repetitive. And then you imagine, actually your agents spend a lot of time between calls trying to make sure they've put some notes in the systems. And actually, if you have an AI on your kind of video, voice recordings or live chat transcripts and having that kind of do auto summary, actually that's really powerful. So it alleviates a lot of those mundane tasks and saves a lot of hours, a lot of effort and mental capacity of the agent, so they can have better conversations with our customers. So really, that's the kind of, I think, low hanging fruit. And the same thing, like I said, you give agents the kind of like say capabilities, knowledge search, etc. So what was the in conversation, they can actually maybe not have to remember all the plans and offers that maybe are changing on the week by week basis. Actually have like say maybe real time prompts that prompts them on their agent desktop to really give like say custom offers or maybe next best action. So I think that's a real low hanging fruit for us.
Brilliant. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining me.
Awesome.
Nice one.